Happy Sabbath. Happy
This is not Halloween,
Sabbath.
Daddy.
How rude.
Oh.
So, quick video about the book of Revelation. So, the book of Revelation is, people say difficult to understand. I, myself, saw it as just being very cryptic, until I found that video that I uploaded to my channel actually, which showed this guy actually explaining the fundamental way to understand the book of Revelation. Exactly what is going on and just how to look at the book and just to understand exactly what it is saying. And what it really is the book of Revelation contains 4 different accounts of the coming of Christ, right? It's 4 different accounts from different points in history, each ending with Christ returning for his 1,000-year reign. Okay, the 1,000-year reign is when Christ comes back, judges the beast, judges the false prophet, and then binds the devil for 1,000 years in hell, bottomless pit, Hades, I don't know. But if you understand that, okay, then you can understand that, okay, when you read, I just for example read the last 2 accounts, the 3rd account and the 4th account, and the 4th account, the last one, right, actually builds upon the 3rd account. I didn't really read the 1st and 2nd account, but I was doing some research and I read the 3rd account where the mark of the beast was implemented, the false prophet and the beast were revealed, and and it just says Babylon, which I believe is America, was destroyed, and that's what it says, and then Christ comes back. And after the mark of the beast, it mentioned 144,000 men, virgin men, that were singing with Christ in heaven, but didn't give any details. But then the 4th account now comes back and starts from the mark of the beast and gives a lot of details as to what happened between the mark of the beast and when Christ comes back. It's more details. So the 4th account builds upon the 3rd account. Literally builds upon it. So it starts from a certain point in history, from the mark of the beast, that's the 4th account, to when Christ comes back. The 3rd account, I don't recall where that starts from, but again, perhaps let me see. Let's see quickly. Where does the 3rd account start from? That's the 2nd account. The 3rd account. So the 3rd account starts from it starts from where Christ was born. It says here from verse 12. Verse 12 is the start of the 3rd account. And there appeared a great one in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. And she, being with child, cried. So that's Mary, Israel giving birth to Jesus. So that's where the 3rd account. So the 3rd account goes way back in history, from the birth of Christ, okay, to the return of Christ. And that is summed up from chapter 12 to chapter just 12, 13, 14, just 3 chapters, okay. And in chapter 13, 12, 13, in chapter 13, that's where the mark of the beast comes in. So it's very condensed, all right. So when you read book of Revelation, it's not that complicated, and it's just to figure out now where in history are we. And if we look at the last account is very, very scary. That's where you have talks about Christians being killed, and God judging men, God turning the sea into blood, the rivers into blood, everything in the sea died, the islands are disappear. Jamaica's the island, okay? And the mountains disappear. Just men filled with swords. It's like God is judging mankind, and they refuse to repent. They said they blaspheme God and curse God, even as God judges them. These are the 7 angels with the 7 last vials, okay? And it's like a squasher policy, man. It's like, men are squash a great eat, men nod their tongues for pain, and they just won't repent. It's like God is trying to judgment and show them that He's in power, He's in charge, and repent, and they just refuse in their wickedness. They persist, and God is just judging men, and those people just dying left, right, and center, and they're just like they just won't repent. And that sounds like mankind, we, no matter truth, facts mean nothing to us. It's just what we want, So God comes and shows His power, and men are like, whatever, I just curse and blaspheme God. But then, of course, can't resist the power of God. God comes back. America is destroyed, which I believe is a mystery Babylon referred to in chapters 17 and 18. The beast, I can't say exactly where the beast is, but it must be in Europe because the beast could be Catholic Church. The beast could be Catholic Church. I mean, the 10 crowns. I think that's the 10 kingdoms of Europe. I mean, the Roman Empire. It is really the last empire in the visions of Daniel with the beast. You have the 10 toes. Rome was split in two. The two thighs is Rome made of iron. The 10 toes. So Rome was not destroyed really. It was just weakened where the toes had clays in there, and that's 10 toes, 10 kings. The Roman Catholic Church. The beast could come from the Roman Catholic Church. And America is riding the back of the beast, and the beast turns in America and kills and destroys America. And then Christ comes back, judges the beast, casts the beast and the false prophet in hell. The nations of the world, face him at Armageddon. He destroys them, and he, banded over for 1,000 years. And so some tough times coming ahead for Christians, really, if you think about it. Because we're not, there's no beast right now. There's no mark of the beast. I mean, we're getting close to where you have to. And they get a mark to buy ourselves. Obviously it's very close. Right, Afi? She's so excited. She's just so into this. She just makes me just feel like, I just want to keep going. Because look at her face. It's inspiring. Look at those eyes. Look at that. Wow, just into it, huh? Any questions, Afia?
No.
Exciting. Wow. All right. So, yeah. So yeah. The mark of the beast is not here yet, not quite, but it's coming. Cashless society is coming. Could get to a point where you can just simply disable somebody's account, and they can't do nothing because you use a card to pay for everything, and that card is just simply a chip can be placed in your hand, anywhere on your body. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, to start, I did the quick expose on the book of Revelation. And it's not difficult to understand once you understand how to understand it. Yeah, once you understand how it's written, that is 4 different, once Christ sees John, talks to John, hey John, what's up? How you doing? And John falls on his face because it's Christ. Christ raised him up, and God says, okay, give these messages to these churches for me, 7 churches, literal churches that were there in that time. Then he says, okay, now you deliver that message to my churches. Now I want to talk to you about what's coming in the future. All right? And for those of us who, don't believe in God, I mean, would you ever think that the time will come when if you don't have a mark, you can't buy or sell? Isn't that possible now? You can actually buy and sell with a mark, right? Yeah, but, the Bible is fiction. Yeah. But, anything you want to add of it? Crickets?
No, that's not.
Teeny Wally?
What?
No questions?
No,
Come on, man. You must have a question, man. Come on.
I don't have a question.
Yes, you do have a question. Yes, you do.
I have a question.
Well, yes. What's the question? Because you're going to ask me the questions after I start the video.
That's not related to this.
What? Yes, come on. Answer the question. Ask the question. Come on.
Even if it's not related to this law?
No. It must be related to this topic. Come on.
Yeah, I don't have a question that's related to this law.
You have a question?
I have a question, but it's not related to this.
Alright, forget it. Anyway, alright. Battery warning. Have a good night. Jesus Christ is Lord. Don't you know?